What is up, guys? Welcome to another live session. Today is November 21st, 2019, and we're back at again on the charts. Just waiting for TradingView to load. I don't know why. Every single tab loads, but TradingView does not. But just a recap before we actually start going into the charts. I wanted to talk about the latest signal that was sent by me, and that was for Audnzd Audcad. There we go again, Firefox. The stop loss was 0.90703, and I've said this before, but I'll probably create a pinned post, which I already have, but I'll add another rule. Adjust your stop loss based on your broker. For example, there's brokers with very tight spreads, ECN brokers, and there's brokers with very wide spreads. So it depends. I don't know why it's not loading, but you can check on Telegram. 0.90703. I use Trader's Way. I've said this before. I just think they have really tight spreads. I've used them for 5 years, and we came close to getting stopped out. I came, I think, 2 pips away on Audnzd Audcad until it dropped. So just a reminder, I have created a pinned post on my Telegram, and so whenever anyone new joins, or even if you need something to refer to, that's gonna be there. It's gonna show you basically how to take partials, move stops to entry, what to do when trades are in profit, risk management, all that stuff. My fault, guys. My network adapter was giving me trouble, and I had to restart. It's still acting up. So that'll clear up what happened with that signal. Hopefully, most of you have started to adjust your stop loss. And oh, Bitcoin opened up. So what do you know? Okay, Bitcoin, let's look at it. 7,500 has hit pretty much to the T, and then some actually. But beautiful trade. Awesome, isn't it? Okay. But we focus on Forex. We'll talk about Bitcoin after. So let's get into the trade we took yesterday, Audnzd Audcad. We are Jesus. Whoa. What trade setup is this? Pound dollar. Okay, wow. Yeah, let's look at Audnzd Audcad real quick. And this was not the stop loss I set. This was just a quick plot I did before I actually left the office. But Telegram, our stop loss was 703. Oh, that's 701. I apologize for that. Okay, well, we're gonna spend all day here, but 703, and you can see we just basically retraced back. This was our entry. We basically retraced back to the resistance, which I wanted to sell off from, and we had a nice spill. We currently 20 pips away. Actually, yeah, 2 pips away. My bad. 2 pips away from our first take profit, 0.9200. And so looking to the left, this is where we're targeting this move right here. Boom, first take profit, and then the next one at 0.89700 area. So pretty simple setup. I just wish Aussie NSD started to move as well. It's kind of taking a while. It went into some profit last night. Now it's back at entry. Getting pretty annoyed with it, but we'll see what happens with that. Pretty decent setup that's going to play out for us. I think Audnzd Audcad's good to go. I also want to talk about Aussie NSD. Let's just take a look at the technicals and what it's up to. Bouncing back from yesterday's session, we were just trading with the trend, and we did go into some profit. Maybe 15 pips. Nothing too major. But we just came back to retest that previous support. And let's try to zoom in here. Kind of printed this inverted hammer. Still pretty bearish. I don't see us reversing anytime soon, but the more reluctancy Audnzd shows to go lower, the more likely it is that we might get stopped out. And I don't like to foresee that kind of stuff, but it can happen. Usually when this move right here happens, it's usually sayonara. It's just going to go down. But we'll just see what happens with this. Hopefully it's nothing too major. I mean, it's still following, the higher lows, higher highs pattern. I mean, the lower lows, lower highs pattern. So I mean, I'm not tripping too much, but definitely something to take note of. We're at our entry was around 1.06 thousand. Our stop loss is I think 25 to 30 pips. Maybe it might be a bit more than that, but so nothing too major. Just let it play out. It is Thursday, so I'm hoping most of these trades are done with by tomorrow, because tomorrow we have a huge news-filled day, and it's gonna be pretty ugly to trade. Just because starting at 4:15 a.m. all the way to 10:45 a.m. that's almost over 6 hours of just straight news. I mean, so the markets are just gonna be booming. It's gonna be pretty crazy. So let's see the forecast. So just looking to the left, comparing the forecast to previous, the euro markets are expected to do better with their PMI across the board. So look out for maybe a stronger euro. We did see some euro strength this week, and we'll take a look on our euro short. The dollar is also expected to have higher than expected flash PMI, and then Canadian core retail sales is actually going to get a bit better, so that might be good for our Aussie CAD trade. So we're gonna let Audnzd play out. It's still looking pretty juicy as a trade. Let's go Euro USD. And yeah, so Euro USD, yesterday we wanted a short from here. Our alert is still there. Has not been activated yet, and you can see why. It's kind of just holding afloat above 1.10 570, and that's the level we wanted that critical break of. But the reason why we wanted to break below that level is because it was a major support, and you can see we had a rally from that level. But Euro USD, once again, the common theme is it's just failing to go higher. And if you look at the daily candle, I'm trying to zoom in here, the daily candle, this is it screams sell to me, but I just don't want to get faked out, because if you look at the past 2 days, there have been hammers. So just a word of a caution, and plus we have, I mean, investors are pretty, forecasting better euro PMI data, and that's been a major thing, especially during the trade war, the overall slowing down of the European economic zone. So that's the only reason why we wouldn't take this trade. But this is screaming a short to me. After all of the drama with the trade deal coming in and then falling out and then impeachment, Euro has failed to capitalize. I mean, it hasn't really capitalized much, and so there are obviously things weighing down on it going higher. And if tomorrow, for some reason, Euro flips the script and all these actual numbers come out worse than expected, don't be surprised if we do touch 1.09900 by the end of the day, or maybe Sunday. So if that happens and there's an entry after news release, we could come in with a small position just to catch that move. But I don't know. I think it's a short. Not really. I don't think the dollar is gonna give up its throne just yet. We talked about gold yesterday, so we'll talk about that, and then we'll talk about today's topic of the day. And so gold, we were waiting for the short. Let's check it out. And yes, to short, we wanted two things to happen. So if you guys remember from yesterday's session, we drew this trend line, this first touch, second touch, and third touch, and we were at this exact candle. And I did tell you guys that the reason why we're not entering now is because it could very well bounce off this trend line, which it did. It bounced up around, let's see, around 80 pips from there. And then finally we got that break of that trend line. But I did say we need one more thing to happen, and that's the break of this support, this hourly support at 1464. The daily will show you guys that level. So the 1464 level, our last, kind of push where we wicked from. Similar story here, and we're kind of resting on it on the daily time frame. You can see a lot of hammers just resting on this level. It's just showing me a reluctancy to go lower. So for us, we need that bearish closure, very critical bearish closure below 1464 to take us down to 1430, where this arrow was. So when we first got that initial break, we went halfway there, maybe even 60% there, and that's where we're targeting again. Even if we get 60% of the way there, that's around 150 pips. So let's just wait for that. I mean, we're coming pretty close to that level, like I said, on the 4 hour. You can very well just get that push in the next few hours, and I hope we do. I really don't want to be in any trades tomorrow morning, actually even going into London session. This week was a quiet one, but it was still a profitable one. Even if Audnzd CAD, you got stopped out, if you're new and you didn't know, or you just forgot to adjust your SL, it's still been a pretty good week, because I believe the stop loss on that trade was 35 pips. So with that being said, we're going to take a quick look at oil, because we did look at that yesterday, and then Bitcoin, and then we'll talk about today's topic of the day, and that's our referral program. So it's a very nice way to get extra months on your service, extra month or months on your service, and I'll talk about that in the end. So before I do that, I'm just gonna look at oil, and let me actually check the chat while this loads up. Let's see if it will load for me. Cool. So yesterday we were looking for some sort of rejection out of this resistance zone to go short. We obviously didn't get that. We had a break of the zone, a retest, a rejection, and crude oil is off to the races. On the daily time frame, you can see this would load. I don't know why my computer's having a hard time. Yeah, on the daily time frame, we can see we're coming into the secondary resistance at 57.8 per barrel. And after in the past, when crude oil has broke this blue resistance region, this is a level where it kind of stalled. And as you can see in recent, these past like 7 or 8 days, it has failed to go higher. But if you can look, today we actually did get that break above. So if you're an intraday trader or you're a scalper, either or, you can definitely take this trade setup right here. This is not bad at all. 1.57. This is a pretty safe stop loss in case you do get wicked back out. Where this is a fake out, but not a bad setup to take crude oil all the way up to 58.82 per barrel. Definitely a setup that a scalper or an intraday trader or someone who's less risk averse should take. Obviously, I would not call this setup for you guys. We obviously trade 2.0 risk reward ratio. Trade setups are greater. And let's see the 1 hour. Maybe there is an entry. See, the 1 hour doesn't really look nice at all. It's looking like it's a retrace going to happen now. So maybe if you're looking to scalp this, if you can get this wick to fill up, then you can probably just ride the momentum up to 58.82. But we'll leave this idea just to see how it played out tomorrow. But I'm not calling this trade, just FYI. So this won't be counted in our pip counts or anything. It's just if you're a scalper or you have a demo account you're trading on right now and you want to see how this trade goes, go. But right now is definitely not the ideal entry. But whatever. If it's not real money you're playing with, then entering is not going to really cause any harm. But yeah, so let's look at Bitcoin, which to my surprise this morning it finally got to 7,500, and we'll speak about that. So one moment. Yeah, so this was not the chart. It's usually with Coinstamp or Coinbase. Come on. I think it's TradingView because no other website does this. Also might be Firefox. Apologize for the delays. Okay, well, since TradingView doesn't want to cooperate, and I'm getting green lights on the stream, but whatever. Yeah, our target was 7,500. We have tapped that level and then some. And remember what I said to you guys. Now, what happens at this level is very critical for Bitcoin. Depending on what it decides to do, if it pushes up, we could have a deep retracement back up. If it does get a break below and continues going lower, then that's gonna be pretty bad news for Bitcoin. Now Firefox is just freezing on me, so cool. Yeah, so if we get that, if we look in the past when we wanted to short Bitcoin, when it was at 7,500, we wanted that bearish break. This is a hammer. It was not a bearish break, but if we get that, that full push down, our next target is 6,100 or just 6,000. So it's looking pretty good for Bitcoin, our idea. But yeah, so now I'm going to talk about the referral program. It's Thursday. I don't really want to jump into too many trades. If there is one, I'll let you guys know. Today's topic of the day is the Forex Lens referral program. And in short, it's basically if you're a member of ours and you introduce 2 of your friends to our signals, our trading room, you'll get a free month. If you bring a 3rd friend, you'll receive free service for as long as your 3 friends stay. So that's pretty great. Basically, bring 2, you're going to get an extra month. Bring 3, you stay as long as your friend stays. So if you have any trader buddies that are looking to trade the price action weight, or just are tired of using all these strategies online or not having any luck, show them our trading room, get them to our free session. If they can use the 25% off coupon code, and for as long as they stay, you stay. So that's the topic of the day. Make sure you let your friends know about that. And with that being said, we'll let our current trades play out. Tomorrow is Friday and it's very news intensive, starting at 4:15 a.m. Eastern time. So that is within 15 hours, so not even a full day. We're going to have news just going on for 6 straight hours. So our trading week is going to be cut pretty short because of that. So I'm not really too eager to enter anything unless it's screaming for an entry. So we'll discuss all these results tomorrow for a free live session. And so if you have any friends that you want to refer to take advantage of our referral program, let them know, let them get a taster of what we do here. And maybe they'll end up joining with a 25% off coupon code. So I'm RP Forex. I am logging off. I'll see you all tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern on our portal for another live trading session. Peace.